up whenever that countdown comes on. Don't know why. Just feels awesome. So as we take a couple seconds for people to get in here, how you doing, man? Where you at? I heard you're roasting like a peanut in an oven.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the first time I said I would never play bar table again, but you know, it's been like 4 years, maybe 5 years since I played a bar table tournament, I believe. It's got to be. You know, I just don't like it, but I finally just I'm gonna play and see what happens.
You broke down and got into a bar table tournament.
Yeah, but you know what?
How the mighty have fallen.
I should be playing them anyway, but I'm just playing because there's nothing really else around. You know what I mean? I don't really want to travel right now before the Vegas and the World 10 Ball and the US Open. Trying not to travel too much. I don't want to, you know, maybe get sick.
Yeah, I mean that is certainly something you gotta watch out for.
Yeah, so I'm trying to play it safe a little bit, but I'm looking forward to playing. You know, I took a break there for a while after the World Championships. I was supposed to come home, and I ended up staying in the UK for like 2 months. So I didn't really play any pool. I was just traveling about. I needed a break really after opening the pool room and you know, kind of after the Moscone Cup and all that. And Moscone Cup takes a lot out of you, man, because you're so pumped up for it, and then everything after that is just like, meh. You know?
It's hard to drink that much and celebrate for that long. It takes a while to sober up after that.
No, it's just so you know, I did all that and I just needed a break really. So I took like 2 months and I just completely forgot about pool and I just spent time with my family and traveled about Scotland and traveled to England and then stayed in London for like a month and done a lot of things with my kids. So you know, I thought I would play one tournament before I left the GB9 and I went there and I won. So
yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't seem like you lost much of a step. You went over there and beat up on poor old Darren in the finals.
That was, you know what? It was really funny because I haven't played, obviously. I just didn't do anything. I had been spending time with the family. And then I went there in my first match. I started off, I won 9-0 and I had like 4 or 5 breaking runs. And I had a weird feeling. I just felt like I was really good on the cue. And, you know, that gave me a lot of confidence, that did. So since I came back, I've been practicing at home and I haven't been to the pool room since I came back. I've been there one time, but I haven't like gone into work. I've got people there. My mother-in-law was like, just concentrate on pool, forget the pool room. You know, because at the World Championships and the World Cup of Pool and the World Pool Masters, I didn't really play too good because I hadn't been practicing before I went.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wasn't really expecting much, but that's up to me, you know, to put the time in and do whatever. But I needed to do what I had to do with my business to try and get it up and running, you know. So now it's good. I can go back to kind of traveling a little bit and playing tournaments and just, you know, concentrating on pool.
Yeah. So I know when I came to visit you up and check out your pool room, by the way, if you guys are in the Connecticut or even the New England area, you have got to get over to that pool room. Your pool room, whatever. I don't care about your tables. I don't care about your atmosphere. I don't care about your drinks. I don't care about anything. You got to get yourself some of that ramen. That ramen you guys make there is so good.
The food's good, you know. A lot of people go crazy for the Korean food, so the pool room's doing good.
It's so good.
I just cleared out the back room the other day, and I'm just about to take the floor up and put a new floor down, and then I'm putting 3 dartboards in there, and I'm starting the darts league as well. So, and I'm getting another 3 cushion tables, so it's looking good. And you know, the summertime, every pool room's not as busy, you know, because it's summertime. Late at night it gets busy. During the day it's just, you know, it's just your usual ball bangers or your regular customers that come in. So like I said, it's good, but I can concentrate on what I'm supposed to do, play pool and win. And that's something I wasn't doing previous to the last tournaments that I played. So now I kind of feel better that I don't have to be at the pool room 24/7.
Yeah, your Mosconi Cup shadow is already talking smack about you in the comments.
Who's this?
Mr. Jimbo.
What's he saying?
Saying the only reason you won the GB9 is because he wasn't there.
That's true. He would have probably gave me a better game than. Nah, I'm only joking.
I was going to say.
To be honest with you, I played really good. I only lost the match to Darren. I lost 11-6. That was the most games that someone won from me. I won like 9-0, 9-2, 9-4. I was cruising. I was playing real good, breaking good. It was, I think, that break that I needed just away from not playing at all. Because, like I said, I wasn't playing when I was at home. Plus, I was working. So I was kind of like, it was stressing me out.
Yeah. Well, so I guess jumping into the official part of the interview, you said that you don't like the bar tables, but you kind of grew up on them a little bit, right? Because you grew up kind of playing English 8-ball, right?
Yeah, it's different though. You know that bar table is just if the bar table's right and it's set up properly, some of the pockets on the bar tables are terrible how big they are. But I played on 7 foot and the pockets are 3.5 inches with round pocket on them, and you know if you just miss a little bit, like I'm talking fractions, it won't go in. So to sit there and watch someone that can't run 4 balls on a 9 foot table run 2 or 3 racks on a 7 foot, I know you're holding your hand up. That's probably you, yeah.
I feel attacked.
No, yeah, you know, it's painful to watch. So I try and just avoid it and not do it. But like I said, I'm trying to just get back to playing a lot of tournaments. I've got Vegas coming up, play 2 tournaments there, then play the US Open, and then go to Texas after that for the Omega event. I think they're having like 10 ball or something and mixed doubles tournament.
Yeah, 50,000 added.
Yeah, I'm going there, and then after that, the International Open. They got 2 tournaments there.
Full slate coming up.
Yeah, and I'm trying to squeeze a money match in there as well.
Ooh, what are we looking at?
Well, we're hoping to get the end of September. So I don't know, but I need to wait and see. I need to talk to a couple of people first. See what's going on.
We're not going to get a big announcement today, are we? Well, I hope it's you and Justin. I want to see that match. I think everybody wants to see that match.
It's definitely not that match. I'll play Justin for sure. That's not. Listen, I'll play anybody. I'm not bothered about who I play. I've played Shane twice, so that tells you like I'm not bothered to play.
And you bet your own the second time, right? You bet a lot of your own.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter to me. I'll play anybody. I know if I'm taking Shane's the best money player, right? Supposedly, Dennis is now, right?
Yeah.
But Shane was the best 10-ball player, probably still is. It was break. But I played him twice, raced 100, and he's beat me by like 7 games one time. And then like 8 games. 8 games the next time or something like that. So there's nothing in it. All it comes down to is a couple of breaks, you know.
The second time you played him, you were down big. Maybe 66-47 going into day 3, and I'm telling you what, if that was a race to 120, I think you'd have won that. Because you ended up only losing that match by like 7 games, I want to say, and you were winning 6 games to his 1 at the end of that match.
The last twice I played him on the second day, I've beaten twice. I played him the first time I played him in New Jersey. He was beating me 50-33. He was beating me by 17 games, and I came back the second day and I was up like 80 something, I believe, 83, 82, something like that. I can't remember, but I played unbelievable. And like I said, it came down to the end where he wasn't really breaking good, and I was all over him. And then maybe it comes down to 1 dry break, and then he runs like 2 or 3 from nowhere after like, you know, not even being in the game, just chasing all the time. You know, but his break it happens though. But once I'm breaking good, you know, I make plenty balls too. A lot of players make plenty balls. Tyler breaks real good. You know,
Tyler Brett's really good.
Oscar breaks good. You know, there's a lot of players that break good at 10 ball. But obviously with Shane, it's just a little bit more consistent. He's so used to it. That's like his trademark 10 ball break. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's ask you the question, because you are. I mean, I guess if I really think back, I can't think of any Europeans that widely gambled and were looking to gamble as part of their career, right? And I before you, I mean, maybe you can think of somebody that I can of, but I think you were kind of the first European that really widespread gambled, and now we're starting to see Fedor come over and play a lot. Joshua Filler's playing, getting into the ring every now and then and playing. And from what I've heard, we might be getting to see Albin Ocean jump in the box for some gambling. Do you think that you started a trend? Do you think that this is going to be the future of European pool?
Probably. Listen, I came over here in 2013, and I played. I went straight to Steinway and I played Earl on a 5x10. Never played on a 5x10 in my life. Played Earl on a 5x10 and Steinway packed for 2,000 races to 15 or something like that, and I beat him 2 sets easy. And I was young back then. Like what? I'm 32 right now, like 26 or something like that. 25. I don't even know. My head's just. But I played Alcano for money. I played Boosty for money. I played them all in Steinway, and obviously now it's different, because everybody just travels to the States. There's way more tournaments. But I believe that's the best way to get better is you gamble. Even if you lose, you learn. Obviously, it's not nice to lose because obviously you've got staked and you're betting money yourself or whatever it may be. But you definitely learn from it.
So I guess looking at the European crop of players that are coming out right now, we see, the younger ones are at least seem to be a little bit more open to gambling. Is there anybody that you see coming out of Europe right now that you would like to see maybe match up with somebody from the U.S.?
Not really. I don't know. I'm looking to play some money games myself, to be honest. You know what?
So who do you want out of Europe? Who would you like to see out of Europe?
I'm thinking about doing something soon where I'll offer 5 players and I'll play a match every month. 20K a match, 5 players that I want to play, and I'll pick them in the order I want to play them.
I said we did a podcast on Monday, and I said I wanted to see you and Albin play. I think that right now is personally my dream matchup. I think that would be an awesome match to watch. I love your guys' styles. You're a little bit different, but you kind of have the same demeanor at the table. You're fearless. I just for my money, I want to see you two play. I think that'd be a fantastic matchup. I'd love to see it.
I think you'd get
it pretty easy in 10 ball, but 9 ball I think is the dream matchup.
I want to play. I want to play Bergman, Skylar, Dennis. Because I already supposed to play Skylar, but then Carlo played him because I was gone, and I couldn't agree to do it. I was gone. I was going to play Skylar that match.
Well, you guys did play a little after you and Shane played, right? You played a race of 30, and I want to say you won 30-27, but you were up. I mean, it was a wider margin than 3 games. I mean, I think you were up pretty big, right?
Yeah, of course.
But that was only for a couple thousand. Right?
Yeah, it wasn't that much. But you know what? I want to play like 5 people, and I want to play it like have a match every month. I think it will be good for pool. I think we a lot of good matches to look forward to, and obviously.
You trying to run this out of US 1?
No, I'll go other places to play. I don't care. I'll travel. I'm not scared to travel. Like other people are scared to go other places. You know what I mean? They don't want to go to certain places. They want to stay in certain spots, or they want to play at a spot where they've played a few times, and you want to play somewhere that's neutral. So I don't really care anyway. I'll go play them. But I definitely want to do it. I think it will be good, and there'll be matches all the time, and people want to see these matches. So what's the point in ducking them? You know what I mean? Nobody's trying to duck them anyway. It's just about trying to get them sorted. I was trying to get Bergman to come to my pool room, and my friend Mario, he was talking to him and told him we'll pay your flight, pay everything, and Bergman was telling him he can't get staked enough to come to my pool room and play. So
Wow.
You
That's a
know,
bummer.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to go play him somewhere else.
Well, how about Wisconsin?
Anywhere, you know what? Let me.
I just don't. I
Let,
want to watch it.
I'm definitely ready to start playing another few matches. I wanted to play one, Skylar, before, um, not Skylar, Dennis. I got a phone call to play Dennis, and we're going to play before the International Open, which is towards the end of September. But I know that Omega Mike's got his tournament towards the end of September.
That'd be. I mean, that'd
So
be amazing to watch you and Dennis play 10-ball. I assume it'd have to be 10-ball.
yeah.
I mean, that'd be amazing. Yeah, that'd be a.
Listen, they're playing each other. They're playing each other for all this money, and they're racking. Both of them are racking for each other, for themselves, and they're playing 9 on the spot, and they're making the wing ball like so easy. You know what I mean?
I want to
Like
say there was like 7 total dry breaks or something like that.
yeah, it's ridiculous, mate. I'm not playing anybody like that. The only way I'll play any one of them 9-ball, play any of them 9-ball, were the 9 on the spot with the rack, where ref racking the balls and break inside the box. The same rules as the International Open. The exact
Wing
same
ball
rules.
John. Where's Wing Ball John when you need him?
No, I'm telling you, that's the best. That is the best break you can get. I'm telling you, that's the best break. 100%, it's the best break.
Yeah, that's one that they use for the Euro Tour, right? I mean, almost completely.
What?
That international rules. It's like that's the same breaking rules as the Euro Tour, right?
No, the Euro Tour is anywhere behind the line. I'm talking about you got like a box like this big.
Oh,
know
you
what I
want to
mean?
break from the box too? I see what you're saying.
Yeah, same rules as the International Open. It's the best break. You can't control what's going on. You can't control it.
It's interesting that you would want that because you have a pretty strong break as far as the tour goes. I mean, you're certainly not like a Dennis where like you're a break away from being the greatest player ever. I mean, your break is pretty good.
Yeah, my break's up there.
Yeah.
I don't worry about that. Listen, all I want to do is just rock up there and play good and hopefully play better than my opponent and then leave and I've got plenty of money. You know what I mean? That's all I'm looking to do is rock up and play better than my opponent and take home money.
Stop and grab some Starbucks for the wife on the way home and some dinner and.
Listen, I feel like now, like I said, I played a little bit and feel like I'm playing good again. And I love when there's a run of tournaments and I'm putting the time in and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I always play good. I think when I was gone and I was away at the World Championships, I was trying to find that little spark. I was working out, but I hadn't been working out. I hadn't been doing anything. So I was going to the gym. I was trying to like pump myself up, but I just couldn't find it. I was playing good in little patches. And I just couldn't find my A game. So I went away and took a break and had to think about what I had to do. And obviously won the GB9, and that gave me a little bit of confidence. So now I'm kind of trying to feed off that and just get back into my own routine of being home.
So take us through a thought process of where you think you see your career right now, because I guess if you look at what's going on in your life outside of this, and of course, part of being a professional is managing your life. But I mean, you've had a child, you've now opened up a business, and all of the while you're trying to balance married life with children to a business owner. And how do you manage all of that, and where do you think that puts your career at right now?
Obviously, my career's I'm in my prime. I'm 32. This is where it's at. The next 6-7 years. This is where it's at. This is where I make my bread and butter. And I need to just power ahead and do what I was doing before and just stay in that zone. And the problem is with me is I get too sidetracked when I go to events. Like hanging out, having fun and stuff like that. But I need to get my head back in the game and stay away from that and do my own thing. Just rock up there, play my match, and I'm out of there. And I used to do that all the time. I used to just rock up with my missus, play my matches, leave, go do what I had to do, and come back, clear mind, play my match, and go again. And I was doing real well. And then, like I said, when I go away and I'm bold, I'm staying out later and maybe going for a drink and whatever. So I need to cut all that stuff out. So I know what I have to do, and I'm kind of like focused on that. And like I said, I've been working out and practicing and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I feel kind of like I'll be ready by the end of this month for the World 10 Ball. Looking forward to playing.
Yeah, I can verify that. I got a selfie this morning with you sitting on a treadmill, all sweaty. He's working out. He's taking care of himself.
No, I was in London, man. I must have gained 20 pounds when I was in London for like a month and a half. I was just eating it. I was going to all these different restaurants, Instagram restaurants, just eating good and
all
having
that
fun.
Fish and chips.
Trying to take I only ate it like one time since I've been there. I was eating all sorts of stuff, but like I said, I was having fun trying to take my mind off everything. Trying to forget about everything back home, like my business, everything like that. So it kind of worked. So now I'm back, and now I don't really have to do anything because it's doing it itself now.
Yep. So I know you've already kind of given us your schedule coming up, but take us through, I guess, where you're going in the upcoming months, and which one are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to the US Open. That I'd love to win the US Open again. The US Open's my favorite tournament. When I went to the very first US Open, I was only 16. We used to have a qualifier in Scotland, and I won it a few times and got all trip paid and everything. And I went there, and I used to do well when I was younger. I think first time I played there, I finished like 17 through 25. I played all sorts of players. It was fun, man, and I had my dad with me as well. And I always said when I first seen that tournament, the way it was set up, it was at the old convention center. That place was just unbelievable, and I always they had like players meeting where they had their green jackets on, and it was nice. It was just weird, and I thought I'd love to win this tournament one day. The setup, it was awesome. I stayed and watched the final. That year I went, John Schmidt won it.
I think that was 2007. I want to say.
And when I seen him, like he plays great, obviously, you know what I mean. He's a fantastic player, but when I seen him play, and I was only that young, and I was like, man, if that guy can win it, you know what I mean, I can win it. That's what And that tournament, I always went there, and I always had a feeling that I could win it. And if you look at my record back in that tournament, I finished 4th, 3rd, 5th. I was always right there for like 4 or 5 years in a row, from like 2013. My record in the US Open's been great. And then obviously the last one, I lost to Filler. And then
that was that 5th, 6th, or was that? Or no, that was the first round in the final 16, right? That you played him.
Yeah.
So yeah, 12 through 16. Know what?
Yeah. So it was mad. But if you look at my draws in the big tournaments, they've been crazy. Look at my draw in the World Championships last 64. You know what I mean? I'm on one table and I'm playing Shane on the TV table, and the next table Darren's playing Filler. And then you've got a lot of players around you that you would like to draw.
Yeah.
And you're watching players and they're missing balls all over the place, and you're sitting in there and you can't get a shot. So it's just crazy, Is some of the draws you can get. It's all down to a nice draw and playing well and getting a little bit of luck. There's a lot of players so if you're playing well, you'll get some rolls and you'll go on a roll for a while. It happens to a lot of different players. You know what I mean? Every player has their spells. Fedor's going through it. Filler was going through it. There's a lot of players that go through that little spell. So it's how about you can just how composed you can keep going through all that when you're losing or you're not doing well. How to try and fix it. How to put the grind in and go to the gym and practice like crazy and try and figure out a way to win.
Yep. So the U.S. Open, of course, you haven't been announced for the Mosconi Cup, but I mean, this is complete speculation, but you got to think your spot's pretty safe coming off as being the MVP. So I guess the MVP, you've been chasing that for a little while. Is that the one of the most? Well, I got to assume the U.S. Open probably win was your number one achievement. But where did that stack up in the pantheon of your achievements in the game?
Listen, the Mosconi Cup's like the best thing ever. You're like, how can you not like the Mosconi Cup? It's like the best event ever. Get to talk shit to the other team and basically try and get in their heads and ruin them for a week, and then beat them to death on the table. So what's not to like about that? And then you've got 2,500 people screaming in your ear at the same time. So Mosconi Cup's like amazing to play, and obviously it'd be great to play in it again. But that's not up to me, mate. Obviously I'd love to play. I feel like I'm a big asset to the team. I feel like I can like really drive the team, and get them up for it. I feel like last year I really showed
I was
that
gonna
I
say,
was.
am I wrong in saying you were 7-1 last year?
Yeah, but I feel like last year I really showed that I'm a team player. I think I deserve to be part of the team. But like I said, it's not up to me. I need to just do what I need to do and try and perform a little bit, and hopefully that take care of itself. But I need to just focus on what we're talking about and trying to like get my foot down and start winning regularly again, because like I said, the next 5, 6, 7 years, this is where it's at. I'm in my prime. I'm 32. This is where it's at. I need to take advantage of it now and try and just plod along and do what I need to do.
So the first Mosconi Cup that I had ever gone to was in London 3 years ago when the U.S. won the first of their back-to-back. And I think my impression of you there was you were kind of playing the role maybe that Joshua was playing right now, the kind of like fired up, let's be really loud, let's have a lot of fun, let's get the crowd involved, and let's maybe it's mental games, like you said, you're trying to, like you said, wreck your opponent.
Yeah.
And now the role that I see you play is more, it's almost like the Niels kind of role where you're keeping everybody in the moment, you're keeping everybody focused, you're keeping everybody calm, you're keeping everybody, ready to go and ready for the action. Is that a change that you've seen in your game there, and if it was that a conscious change?
No, I think in lockdown, I think when we spent a lot of time online with Alex lately, Alex really like kind of changed, man. Like, it's weird because when I practice, I do a lot of different things when I practice. But when he's like telling you stuff to do to practice, it's stuff that you wouldn't really practice a lot because it's kind of boring, It's stuff that you'd be like, after a couple of shots, you'd be like, right, I'm done, rack them up, let me break, So, yeah, it's just that they are just doing that for long periods of time per day, just lagging balls and playing safe and not really shooting at balls for any amount of time, just playing safe all the time. So I feel like doing that and kind of having all the group sessions and talking to them while I was there and doing a lot of things, I learned a lot of things. So I feel like when I went there, I was like, anything that came in front of me, I felt like I could like tackle it, even on the table. I felt like I was coming up with some weird safety shots or touchy shots where I had to do something slowly or come with a big shot. I felt like I was really prepared. And in the back room, in the practice room, never laughed so much in my life. That's probably the best week I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the full team agree because we played darts, we played ping pong more than we played anything. It was just it was awesome. It was great. Obviously, it'd have been great if there was fans there, but it wasn't, and we had to do what we had to do. But obviously, there's going to be fans in London, so hopefully it'll be packed out and it'll be the atmosphere that it needs to be, because the fans were definitely missed.
I'll do my absolute best in London this year to scream as loud as I can and try to get you to miss balls. And if I get you to miss any balls, I mean, I'm going to have to hold it over you for a while.
Listen, when we miss, it's not because of you. It's we miss because we're like, it's weird. It's not even like you're nervous because you miss. You just miss because you want to win so bad. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It's just a different. You have to be out there to feel it. Even when you're sitting in the crowd, it's crazy. I did it a couple of years, and I went there before I got in the Mosconi Cup, and just even when you're in with the fans, it's crazy.
It's just a different atmosphere. You can't.
Yeah.
You can see it on TV, but the TV does not do it justice. It is 10 times louder than it is on TV.
Mosconi Cup's unbelievable, especially at the Ali Pally. The Ali Pally's nuts. When you're in the back
Oh
room
yeah.
practicing, all you can feel is the floor like rumbling. It's nuts. Um, but yeah, like I said, I just do what I have to do. If I get picked, I get picked, and we'll see what happens.
Seems like you have to be. If you had, so I guess let's ask you the question. With you and Albin being the number one, because Albin's already made the team. He's the world champion,
Yeah,
so he's already on
yeah,
the team.
yeah. Congrats to him.
Yep. And let's say that you're a shoe-in as well. Who do you want for your other three players?
Well, if you look at the Team Europe, I think it's what, 2 rankings and 3 wildcards. I think you've got, if you're looking at it, I think me, Filler, and Albin should be in. I think those are the 3 main guys for Europe, like the Rock and the teams. I think without us 3, I don't think it'd be, obviously not saying there's great players, but I think with us 3 in it, that's like a solid. Those 3 are just, you know. So what I really don't know. And then 4th, even the team from last year would be a lock again. That's a great team from last year. It's probably one of the best teams I've played in. Solid, everybody eager to learn something. Fedor and Catchy, young, and obviously me and Albin a little bit older, and Joshua still young, but he's Joshua. He knows everything. So
That dude is a special talent. It's kind of
yeah,
gross.
I was like that when I was growing. Before I had all this stuff, kids and all that. I was the same. I was just, fearless, want to play pool non-stop. That's all I cared about. You know what I mean? Not that I don't care about pool all the time, but you have priorities, so it's a little bit different.
I always thought that Joshua Filler was like a German version of you. Your games are just so similar.
Yeah, that it is. It is. If we play, it's 50-50. You know what I mean? Any of the top guys play, it's 50-50. It's on that what happens in the game.
Yeah.
If you get
adjust to
chances
the
and
conditions if they
you
change.
get if you get chances and you miss, you don't deserve to win. But obviously, if you both play great and it all comes down to 1 or 2 breaks, or sometimes you don't even get a shot in the last game.
So let me ask you this question: If you had, so you're playing against, well, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. Aliens are coming in. They're gonna say we're gonna blow up the Earth if you can't beat our 2 best alien players in Scotch doubles. And he looks at you, and you're the representative, and you got to pick your partner. Who are you picking for a partner to protect the Earth from alien invaders?
Albin.
Albin.
Yeah.
Wow. Why is that?
Because we play good together in doubles, man. I think he's a perfect partner. You don't really have to say much. You know what he's going to do. I know how he
breaks
plays.
the ball so strong. He's one of the most underrated breakers in the world.
I know his game. I can just the way he plays. So for me, he plays solid in doubles. He's a great doubles player.
So so the next question, let's say someone's got you held hostage, and the only way that you can get released is if one person from any era can take 1 shot, and if they make it, you're released. If they miss it, you have to stay a hostage for the rest of your life. Who's taking your shot?
Chris Mellon.
I had a feeling it would be Chris. That dude's mechanics are pretty good. Although I'll tell you what, that 3 ball's probably still haunting him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but he didn't deserve to win that match anyway because the guy missed the 10 straight in before it.
Yeah, Omar missed the straight in 9 ball. Yeah,
it's straight to 10 9 ball. So it is what it is, maybe it was meant to be. The pool gods were against them.
Yeah, I mean it's weird how little small things like in the pantheon of pool. I mean it's like a tiny thing. Omar missing that 9 ball and then Chris missing the 3 ball back. But when you look at a lot of people's careers and the people who are the best and the greatest, often a lot of the times they'll have a situation like that. And that was kind of like their spark that turned them into, that gave them the confidence to be able to compete in the biggest moments. And I guess I think that could be that for Omar, because Omar was kind of knocking at the door of not being an elite player, but kind of being that second, towards the top of that second tier of professional players. And that could be like a stepping stone to really get him into that, that top tier of players. It's yet to be seen. We don't know. He's had a decent run in a couple tournaments since, but did you ever have a moment like that kind of got you to your career where, you were probably the best player in the world for at least a couple of years. And if you weren't the best, you were certainly top 3 for several years.
The problem is now that it's set up, the game's set up where everybody's got a chance to win. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you rock up and like the best players are there at the end all the time. Now it's like you rock up and you're playing with a break, with the one on the spot. It's tough. It's tough. You're playing in matches and you're playing with guys that, they don't break too good, but the ones on the spot, so they kind of break and they've got the one wing ball going in and they kind of get a chance. I'm not saying they shouldn't get a chance, but if you can't really break good, then, you know what I mean, you practice a little bit more. But it's tough, man, because there's so many, like I said, there's so many good players now that it's hard with the way it's set up, like, to consistently keep winning, So it's tough. Like the matchroom events are tough to play in now. Like there's a lot of people that play good.
Do you think that's just a rules thing, or do you think that there's just a significantly larger amount of talent coming through right now?
No, there's definitely the talent. I'm just the talent's what I'm saying. There's a lot of talent, so they're getting opportunities to keep breaking and running up. It's everybody's making balls. It's just about getting a shot after the break. There's a lot of matches that I watched where people were, coming back well in matches and that, and then they were up like 8-7 and they would lose, and the guy just breaks and runs the last game. Gets an easy layup after the break. So
yeah,
it is what it is. You just got to try and, practice and get the breakdown and do what you have to do and try and win. Try and not focus on any of that shit. But it's hard when you're sitting there and you're playing. And the guy might run 4 or 5 games on you. So it's tough.
So you're sitting in a car and you're looking to get yourself some into the pool room and get practicing up for this tournament this weekend. So we'll get you out of here on 2 more questions. The first one's more of a statement. Not every player can do it on their own. Of course, they need people behind them, backing them, sponsoring them, and getting them to these events, giving them equipment, stuff like that. Why don't you take a couple seconds to talk about your sponsors that have helped you in your career to this moment?
Yeah, my sponsors, just want to thank them. My Hughes sponsor, Perry Hughes, I've been with them like 3 or 4 years now. So, they've done a lot for me. They still do a lot for me. They're a great company. I'm thankful for them, my biggest sponsors. And obviously Rasson, they're like, their tables are unbelievable since they came in the game. They've changed so much, and I think their tables have become, one of the toughest tables to play on. So obviously they're one of my biggest sponsors as well. So thanks to them and Kamui Tips. They provide me with gloves and tips, and they look after me as well. So thanks to them. And Ultimate Team Gear, shout out to them. They make all my shots, and Charles does a lot of stuff for me. So yeah, thanks to all those guys.
Perfect. So then, Jim wants to know who you think Team USA should be. So if you want to answer that one.
Team USA should be Chris Robinson, Billy, Skylar, Shane, and Jeremy Saucy.
Wow. No Tyler or Justin Bergman.
Nah, I think Tyler. I don't think Justin Bergman will get in. Can't see it. Not played any tournaments for a few years.
Yeah, he doesn't travel.
So I think the team will be Shane, Skylar, Billy. I think they got to pick Jeremy Saucy.
He's been playing good.
I think they should pick him. I think he'd do well.
So
I think he'd do good. And then I think they should pick Tyler. I think Tyler should get in. I don't see why he shouldn't get in. Tyler, Jeremy, Skylar, Billy, and Shane. That's a good team. Jeremy plays really good.
Yeah, he does.
Really good. So I don't see why he should. He's before all this, like back in a few years ago, Jeremy was going to the tournaments to try and qualify for the Mosconi Cup, and he was doing well in them as well. So, like I said, I think it's Skylar, Billy, and Shane, those three, and then Jeremy and Tyler, or obviously Chris. I don't know. One of those.
Any of. So let's say they bring that team. How worried are you?
None. Not worried anymore. Not worried anymore. I'll never lose to them again.
Europe's pretty strong.
Never ever again.
Yes, and Jim Telfer says a good team, 11-4 Europe.
Oh, they're good. I'm in the.
So
now.
So what?
No,
go ahead.
They can't. They're not going to win. They're going to get smashed again.
So we'll get you out of here on this question. Who do you think? So if you had to create I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Mount Rushmore of. It's kind of like basically who do you think are the four greatest pool players of all time? Who are the four best players to ever play the game?
So Efren and Earl in the middle.
Efren
Those
and
two
Earl
in the middle. And then Rodney Morris.
Rodney Morris. All right, yeah. He's got a US Open.
Put Rodney Morris on the end. Like he can be the gangster on the end, right? And then you've got the two Dons in the middle. And then on the other side you could put you got to say Willie Mosconi, right?
You certainly could. It doesn't have to. It's certainly not controversial.
Now, yeah, I would say that. I would say Willie Mosconi, Efren, Earl, and the last one. It's got to be another old player, isn't it? How about Jose Perica?
Jose Perica was a great player for a lot of years.
Yeah. How about Rodolfo Luat? He was brilliant too. He was a good Filipino player.
I have Alex in my fourth spot, I think, just because he's so talented at every single game.
Dennis
would be another one that's just, you can throw him on at any game at any time, and you're always going to be the dog, it seems like.
Yeah, I definitely think, definitely Earl and Efren in the middle.
Do you think by the end of your career, do you think that you could make an argument to have you on there? Do you think you're on that pace?
Yeah.
Right in the middle with you just got to put yourself right in between Earl and Efren.
Well, you put that one up, and then in like 10 years when we're all in our 40s and 45, then you can change the faces and put another four, and it'll be like Shane, me, Filler, Albin, Fedor at the back like this.
Eclante's in the corner with his shirt off, just staring at everyone.
With two chicks like this as well.
That's good stuff.
Jim Telfer should be in there, yeah.
Jim he's the mascot.
No, he should be up there sweeping it, make sure that it's nice and clean. After they put the four people on Rushmore, he should be one of the guys that clean it, make sure it's nice and clean. So I'm playing this bar table tournament. It starts tomorrow. I think 128 players. I think the Calcutta the last time was like 33,000, I believe.
That's pretty good. Not too bad.
I'll take some of that.
Yeah, right. Take it back to Connecticut with you.
Yeah, and then go to Vegas and blow it. And man, I'm going to Vegas. I'm looking forward to going to Vegas. I get there at the end of the month, man, and I'm staying at the Palms. I'm staying there. I've got like this big apartment. It's sick, like a private gym and a swimming pool and all that. So
wow. Well, don't lose all that money. I'll be out in Vegas with you, and you can save some money for us to drink on.
I don't gamble, mate, and I'm not drinking either. Quit.
Well, fine then. We can drink some milk and protein shakes after our workouts.
The only time I'm drinking now is after I if I get picked to the Moscone Cup and when we drill USA, that's the only after party. That's the only time I'm drinking now. I hate drinking, man. It's horrible. I hate the feeling. It's horrible. You end up just ill. I can't handle it anymore. I think because I used to party so hard when I was younger that now when I party and I have a good time, the next few days it's horrible. So I'd rather not do it.
Yep.
I'd rather not do it. One night's enough, or should I say 2 nights previous Moscone was enough. I drank enough there to last for the next Moscone Cup.
Well, I'll be looking forward to that VIP after party. There's nothing more fun than partying at Tally Pally. That room is set up perfect.
The Alley Pally, hopefully it'll be bouncing again. Hopefully I get in, but I'm gonna play my best pool coming up, so I'll be ready. I'll be ready to rock when these tournaments come around, and I'll be on form. Trust me.
Well, I'll be seeing you, I guess, in Vegas in a couple of weeks, and I wish you the best of luck in the tournament this weekend and your events coming up, and hopefully we'll get to see you in Vegas, or I guess in London too, and you'll be being nice to Shane this time. You won't be picking on him.
But I'm going to pick on them all. I'm going to get in their head and ruin them.
Well, that seems rough, but I suppose you got to do what you got to do, right?
It's a fight, isn't it? It's a dog fight. It's a dog fight. That's all it is, and obviously on the table we play. We don't say anything. We just wait until we win and we celebrate, right?
Well, I would say the little press conference in the beginning, the most savage line I think I've ever heard in my entire life to this date was Emily asking Albin what is lacking on Team USA, and his response of a world champion is like,
yeah, that's true.
That's savage. That was terrible.
Yeah, that is true. But they've got a lot of great players. And, just unfortunate that we play better. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to the crunch, I think we're better players just because how we're brought up and how we train. I think in the US it's different. So they go a lot of gambling. Play a lot of different games. So they're not really focused too much on certain things, and I think going away, traveling abroad, it's not really an American thing, you know what I mean? They just recently started going in the last couple of years. Before that, it was very little. It used to be Johnny and Rodney and all those guys, but other than that, a lot of players didn't travel for a few years to the big tournaments, but now they travel. Billy, Skylar, Tyler. So it's different.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you joining. Yep, I appreciate you joining us, and hopefully everybody out there enjoyed this conversation. And until next time, hopefully you do well in your tournaments coming up, and see you soon.
Okay, mate. I'll see you later. Take it easy, bud.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.